folks, I made the short today, coming soon. We're hopefully going to get this running today because the carburetor came in. I'm going to go ahead and transfer some parts from the old carburetor to the new one. It won't take much effort. We'll have it on there and ready to roll. No pun intended. I think what I'm going to do, that little safety bar there kind of blocks the view, but I don't want to take it off. I could, but I don't want to. First thing I'm going to do is get the carburetor mounted to the intake here. Get these nuts off. I just stuck them back on there so I didn't lose them. It did come with a new gasket, so we'll get that opened up. I can never get these to work right. There we go. The gasket put on here. Well, we're on the right track. Gasket lines up. What a bonus. Put the carburetor on. Get my fat hands in here somehow. My big bare paws. And get these nuts on here. And I tell you what, as I get older, I find it more and more difficult to manipulate these small parts like this and get my fingers in places. I don't know if it's arthritis or what it is. I'll get it on there, but sometimes it ends up being a battle. I got that one started. Maybe I can come around the other side without kicking the tripod. Trying to use a screwdriver to hold that bolt from pushing back through till I get it snug. That one started. I think I need, this is 7/16. That looks like 3/8. I need to grab a 3/8. Not a lot of room to turn that nut, but we'll get it. That governor rod's kind of in the way. Snugging up. You can only get like a quarter of a turn at a time on it, but that's all right. I'm used to it. That's why your wrenches are made with angles on them. One. This one's probably going to be a little easier. I don't have a governor rod to contend with. I hope I'm getting everything in the view that I want on camera. Sometimes it's a struggle. You think you're working on it, things are going well, you're getting it all recorded, and only to look at it later and realize it wasn't in the camera view. But it's on. Carburetor is on. The next step is this backing plate for the air cleaner. There again, I put the bolts for that or screws for that in the old carburetor so I would not lose them while I was waiting on the new one. So we'll get them out. I think it has to go this way because if I put it this way, it'd be in the way of the choke lever. Let me reach across the table and get a Phillips screwdriver. Well, they're threading in, so that's another bonus. I was about to yell at myself. I set this other screw down and I couldn't see it. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. So, obviously, you're watching my videos. I've gained some new subscribers since I've started this new format of tinkering with things. I need to get this connecting rod off of here for the governor arm and put it on the new one. And it fell off. I don't know exactly what hole it was in, but I think I can figure it out. There's two holes here. Set this down. There are actually three holes. That one's too big. I think it was in that one. So that's what we'll go with to start out. It just has that funky bend on there. You got to get it in that hole and get it twisted just right. I'll try to do it and not block you out of what I'm doing. That hole seems to be a little more snug. Oh, there we go. Got it started in the hole. My arm is probably in your way. I got to get it up there and rolled, twisted so it stays in. Just got to get the bend of it just right until it pops through. Wiggle, push. There we go. Got that. Now let's get it put on the... Oh, it turned on me again. You little... Came all the way out. There. Let's get it put on here. That's going to be another struggle in itself. This is why I make these videos, because I don't know. Some of you may know, but I have a feeling some of you are watching because you don't know. Where I screwed up was I should have connected it to the governor arm before I put the carburetor on. So I'm going to stop recording and I'll get it right. I raised your view up. Maybe that'll get you a better look. But now, and of course that arm fell out. We'll just do it this way. Get it in that hole where I want it. Roll it like that. Try to hold it in place. There's two holes in the governor arm, and I don't remember when I took it off which one it was in, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. Hey, we're back where we started, almost. Me fighting. Now the problem is going to be, I think I'll get the other side started, because now that little governor rod is in the way. Yep, threading on there. Okay, now I just got to figure out how to get my mitts in here. Maybe. See, that choke lever is going to have to be bent. We'll get to that in a second. Ah, got like half of a turn on that thread there. That little choke lever is in the way big time, but it needed to go on first. Oh, the struggles of working on small things. Okay. Get those nuts tightened up again. Well, like I said, this is a first for me working on this machine. And I can use the magic of editing to shorten some things up, but I'm not a small engine technician. I'm just a guy who messes around with stuff in his garage. So, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Trying to get the best position I can actually get that nut tightened, but not block your view of everything. Probably blocking everything right there. But it's a tight space. You can't really get any kind of power tool in there to assist you. Wrong end. Now we're back to quarter of a turn at a time until we get it tight. One. Like I said before, I don't have to contend with that governor rod there on this side. I just still can only get a fraction of a turn though. I'll get it. Doesn't help. I have that vice grip there pinching off the fuel line. Get as snug as I can so we don't have air leaks. Hit this side one more time a little bit. See if we can move it. Snug it up. There. Now, I think next would be a good time to do the fuel line. Try to get it so you can see that. So you can see it and I can actually get in there and work. And I can guarantee you I'm going to spill a little gas. So far, so good. Need a new hose clamp. When you're putting your hose clamp on there, you want to try to make sure to put it in a direction that you can actually get your screwdriver in and tighten it and loosen it if you ever need to. Let's see if I can get this pushed back enough. Need your hose clamp on there first. See if I can get that back enough without releasing my vice grips and aha. There we go. Awesome. The little spring clamp that was on here was ancient, and when I took it off, it broke. And I have a whole assortment of these hose clamps, so we'll just use one of these. But These cheap sets, they're good to keep around. Cheap sets of hose clamps, good to keep around, work in a pinch, but they're definitely one-time use. You snug them down one time and try to take them loose and they don't want to come apart. Nice thing is, on the original carburetor, this barb that the fuel line went on was plastic. On this new one, it's metal. That's on. Turn this back around, back it up a little bit, readjust the camera, bring you down here. You can see there's just a screw here and a screw here. We'll put our air filter there and put the housing over it, twist it, and screw them down. Air filter is in. Twist it a little bit, get the right screwdriver. Snug it up. Snug this one up. Right. Like I said, I'm going to keep this carburetor. All it needs is a gasket for the bowl. I'll probably come up with one of those at some point, but I'm not getting rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it other than that. I just chose to go the route that I did, getting a new carburetor. Carburetor installed. I did want to show you that the choke arm is going to have to be manipulated a little bit. As you can see, it hits this. This whole contraption here is a safety thing just to protect your carburetor. But I'm going to have to bend that up to make it clear that. All I'm going to do, there again, get my hands in there, grab one side of it here where I want it to bend with these pliers. I may not even need the pliers to bend it, but no, it's light enough metal. There we go. Choke's on, choke is off. Something else accomplished. Carb is on. I have the tines raised up, so if they start to spin, it won't take off. It won't hit the table and start pushing it off of the table. The wheels are in free spool, so we should be good to see what happens. Choke on. Brand new carburetor. I'm sure it's going to take a while for that float bowl to fill up, so we're going to cheat a little bit. We'll take the spark plug out. I have a little pre-mixed 2-cycle oil in here. This is 50 to 1. I'm going to put a little in the spark plug hole, give it a head start. Just a little. We'll see what happens. It should at least fire off now. Oh, I guess it would help I have the throttle in the stop position too, so it's never going to fire. When you, I don't know if you, what you can see, but when you put the throttle all the way to stop, it pushes the cable. It pulls this arm down, which makes contact with this grounding wire, and that kills the spark. So if you have this all the way in the stop position, yeah, it's not going to fire. Let's see now. Oh, you just have to love it. I recorded a section tuning the jets on there, setting the high and low idle on it so it ran optimal. But my phone gave me a message, something about storage, and it didn't record the video. But I did, trust me. So, well, technical difficulties with the phone I was using. I had to just switch phones. I have a couple old iPhones that I've kept around. I had to just switch phones because you were about to get Hulk smashed. I was getting quite angry and I was almost turning green. So, different phone. Hopefully, no more issues. Off camera, I thought I was recording it, but I wasn't. I started it again. I adjusted the high and the low jets. Got it tuned in. It's running pretty well. We will go ahead and fire it again, and we'll run it through the paces. Try to get it so you can see the axle is spinning, but the wheels are not because it's in free spool mode. The tines will spin, hopefully. We'll test forward and reverse, and you'll see when I put it in forward and reverse, the axle will change direction and the tines will change direction. So here we go. Beautiful. Let me pick up my bottle of gas before the cap pops off and it leaks. There was one other thing I fixed on it. I'll take you around the other side and try to get you in there and show you. I fixed it off camera yesterday, so I'll get you around the other side and show you. You can see right there, right here, this is a shift linkage. When you pull the rod, you put it in forward or reverse. Get in there so you can see it better. That's an adjustment so you can adjust the tension on your belt. And you can see in here, right there, and right there, there are E-clips on there. Well, not there. I can't get you in to see the other one, but trust me, they're right there. You can see that E-clip right there. They're both missing. And I'm really surprised when I bought this and brought it home, that was even there. Because without those E-clips, those would probably just fall right out. They should have fallen out because there was nothing holding them in there. It must just have had enough pressure on there to keep it from falling out, and then I would have been struggling trying to find that part, and I'd be mad because I got the tiller home and I can't use it because I'm missing another part. But thank the Lord, it was just a matter of putting a couple E-clips in. So now I try to do these walk-arounds holding the phone in my hand, and I notice they zoom in and out like this. I must wobble when I walk or something. We can do a walk-around of a fully functional running Troy-bilt Junior. I'm happy with it. I'll blind you by my flashlight over there. But yes, I'm pleased with it. Are you a person who turns to YouTube because you have a problem to solve and you can't figure it out? You're looking for a video that someone made and posted where they struggled with the same things you were? I think probably 80-90% of the people on YouTube, that's what you came here for. I know that's why I started watching YouTube videos, so I could learn from the University of YouTube. So, like I said, I'm not a small engine technician. I'm just an old guy who has been tinkering around with things for his whole life. When I was... So, are you a person who turns to YouTube because you have a problem to solve and you can't figure it out? You're looking for a video that someone made and posted where they struggled with the same things you were. I think probably 80-90% of the people on YouTube, that's what you came here for. I know that's why I started watching YouTube videos, so I could learn from the University of YouTube. So, like I said, I'm not a small engine technician. I'm just an old guy who has been tinkering around with things for his whole life. When I was a young child, teenager, my dad always had me and my brother in the garage working on things, changing engines in cars, changing transmissions, working on mowers, tractors. He tried to teach us whatever he could, and he always told us, you need to learn how to repair your own stuff because you cannot imagine the money you'll save by doing it yourself. And that's very true. And I still try to honor what my dad tried to teach me. There are some projects that I realize that are above my pay grade, and I do eventually break down and take it somewhere and have it fixed, but not too often. I've spent a lifetime gathering equipment and tools, things like this lift table, wrenches, specialty tools, gauges, you name it. I try to acquire it all so when I run into something, I have the tool I need here on hand to take care of it. And as much as I've tried doing that, I still don't have everything, but I'm still working at it too. I'm probably not going to stop until the day I die or I'm too old and crippled to be out here doing stuff. So I hope you like what you see here. I plan on I plan to keep doing this. I will probably buy more things and bring them in, and some might be smaller projects, some may be larger projects, some may be more in depth than others, but it's what I enjoy. I hope you enjoy watching it. You enjoy watching me work on these things. It's not all this channel is about. If you look at the banner on my page, it says something like outdoors, adventures, and opinions. I do have opinions, and from time to time, I'm going to make a video discussing my opinion. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't watch it. But I have gained subscribers here in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've changed the total format of my YouTube channel, um, and I'm gaining. And honestly, subscriber count doesn't matter a whole lot to me, but it does feel good when I open my YouTube app and I see Joe Blow is a new subscriber. Anybody that has a YouTube channel likes to see that. I am just doing this to pass the time. My goal is not to be monetized or anything like that. If that should happen, great. I'm not expecting it. I just want you to enjoy the content that I'm putting out. So I'm happy with the way this one turned out. And guess what time it is? Miller time. That's right, folks. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for watching.